Biden is looking to win this election. I'm still coming to terms with that. The thing is, you grow up believing that the difference between right and wrong, good and evil, that it's easy, that it's clear. We go to movies every month, every season, watch all the blockbusters. We get stories we can see with our own eyes. But somehow that is not enough. Somehow the world turns. You see, it isn't really all that difficult for me. I don't think you need to be hyper intelligent or hyper informed or hyper partisan. Because at the end of the day, the answer is really simple. It is extremely simple. It is insanely simple. I'm gonna break it down for all the people who do not understand this simple thing. The side that wants to censor the other side, the side that opposes free speech, the side that looks the other way when there is violence, are the bad guys. Now you might be thinking, in a very selfish and idiotic way, that you might be thinking that, well, I am looking the other way because it's the opponent who suffers this time, and you know, they deserve what's coming for them. But this is what you don't understand, you idiot. You're giving away the power to have yourself censored down the line. Freedom of speech is not, it's not a luxury. It's not that we do it when we feel like it. Freedom of speech is something that you uphold because you want to protect the freedom of the person who disagrees with you. It is not for yourself. It is for the other guy. It's for the other girl. So I've been looking at Trump rallies and leftist rallies, I suppose. And you'd think it is easy to pick out what's going on. You'd think it is easy. You'd think it is a no-brainer. I have put these two images here side to side. This is the same place. These things here are going on. You have the far left dressed in black, hooded, saying "Die Nazi scum," throwing things, and you have children on the other side. A whole mixed group of people. You have blacks, you have Latinos, you have white people, you have transgenders, you have gays, you have lesbians, you have Jews, you have Palestinians. I saw Armenian flags. You'd think it is easy to distinguish good from bad. You'd think you would know by now. It is not that difficult. The side that is trying to oppose free speech is inherently wrong. It is not rocket science. This lovely lady here is called a coon by our tolerant lefty whites, which is another thing I really dislike. No, not dislike, hate. White liberal lefties telling me who I should vote for. I got off the Democratic plantation. True, I'm not a United States citizen. But the similar concepts and similar parties exist here. I grew up believing the media narrative until I was about 16 or so, before that actually. And it stopped making sense, and I stopped watching. But then internet opened up a world where there's a community of people who also see it doesn't make sense. Things are not adding up. Speaking of things that don't add up, so these are the elections as the results came in: Michigan, Wisconsin, and about when the voting stopped, obviously. And then suddenly the pollsters got really good at counting. Shame that every single vote they counted, and I don't mean the overwhelming majority, I mean every single vote they counted. And I don't mean 99%. I don't mean Biden got 99%, then the Greens or the Libertarians got 1% and Trump got 0. No, Biden got 100%. Every single last one, not one sliver of a vote not cast his way. Right during the time when the pollsters could, they could vote like there was no tomorrow. Or actually vote like there was a tomorrow, because they had a really short deadline. So you might be wondering, is this strange? Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we're all wrong. Maybe this is something we're obsessing about and it's normal. I am here. You see, this is what a conservative does. This is what a classical liberal does, which I identify more with. We see this and we are willing to say, maybe this is right. Maybe I am wrong. Which is, by the way, the freaking normal response that you need to have. But when we ask to check those numbers and you oppose it, well, obviously, everyone who is watching this who is on the left or on the Democratic side, not you personally, but you need the goddamn support that we can see what the hell is going on. Unless your hatred is so intense that you shy away from the truth, well, then you're lost, obviously. If this, what you're seeing, is true, if you say there's nothing to see here, this is fine, then show it. And do not oppose showing it. So, obviously we have more protests going on. Portland. And once again, I'm looking, I don't live in the United States. But YouTube is open. Everything that comes, comes. Well, not open for the right, but definitely for the left. Simply put, these people are not conservatives. These people are not classical liberals. How do I know? I know because everyone knows. This is not the side you need to support. Are you mad? What the hell are you losing? You can't be that freaking blind. You can't be that blind. I don't believe it. So there are only three options. There are only three options here. Either you live in a world of self-delusion, which means you're willfully blind, which is terrible because I don't think you should vote. I'm not saying it should be illegal for you to vote, but you should have the fucking decency to not vote. Two, you think we're all stupid. Three, you're fucking evil. Those are the three options that we have. If you go around like a retard, looking like this, and think that you're on the good side, together with all your buddies, then there's something wrong with you. There is something wrong in your brain. So here the American flag is being burned by a bunch of you're a bunch of spoiled fucks. That's what you are. You're a bunch of spoiled fucks. You have one gem, which is your republic, and you are throwing it away, giving it to big tech. You are so filled with hatred, so incredibly stupid, that you will sign over the greatest gift. It is, no matter what you believe in, it has taken forever to get to the point that you have freedom. But you know what the thing is? Do you know what the thing is with freedom? It means freedom for the other guy too. It means that sometimes you will get offended. It means that sometimes you will offend someone else. It means inequality. Because we can all be equal. We can all be equally poor. We can all be equally enslaved. We can all be equally blind. And we have done that a lot of times. If you're a socialist, your idea is not new. You are not revolutionary. It is the stupidest idea ever. It is something we've done 1,000 times. If you think that we haven't tried proper socialism, you're insane. You need to have yourself checked. You might have lost your republic. If this was another age, I would have said, all right, I have to wait for the next experiment in human freedom then to come along. But here's the thing. Do you remember how we used to have wars? I don't mean interventions, I mean wars. I mean nation destroying, all out terror wars. Know why they stopped? Because we invented the nuclear bomb. Mutual assured destruction. Can't have war anymore. Suicide. War between superpowers is suicide. China can't attack the US can't attack China can't attack Russia can't attack China, nobody can attack the EU, and the EU can attack no one else. We have little proxy wars. Fight over the Middle East, fight over Ukraine, fight over some republic here and there in Africa. That's as far as we can go. Which is not ideal, but it's a hell of a lot better than what we did before. So how does that relate to this? Back in the day, and I mean like back in the day, Middle Ages and stuff, people couldn't read, mostly. I mean, more people could read than is assumed, but people couldn't read. The vast majority of people can read, like over 90%. And then the United States came up with this idea to form a republic. And you know why it worked? It worked because almost everyone in the United States, this little colony on the other side of the world, everybody could read. If you were to find a trapper in the middle of nowhere, he could actually read a newspaper. You see, a republic needs an informed citizenship. It is not difficult. It is not difficult to comprehend. The side that is for censorship are the bad guys. Fuck your feelings. The only reason that the United States worked as a republic was because people could read. The only reason a modern republic can work is if the freedom of information is maintained. You do not need to tell me what I can or can't read. I am not your slave. So, back to the analogy. Information is now controlled by a few mega companies. And these companies, biggest of them, Alphabet. I mean, can you even imagine a more evil sounding name? But there it is, the Alphabet Corporation. These companies control the flow of information. They have profiles on you. They know what you buy. They know where you shop. They know where you live. They know what you vote. They know what you watch. They know what you eat. They know where you sleep. They know who your family are. They know where you go on vacation. They know what information to feed you and what information to keep from you. Now, some of you hate the President Trump, dislike him, think he's the worst thing possible. You know, whatever, believe whatever you want to believe. It's not about that. That's fine. I do not care what you think about the man. I really don't. Of the things in this world that I care about, that's at the very bottom, right under shit. I don't give a fuck. Here's the thing. If a tech company can censor the President of the United States, they will crush you. Now, you don't understand. They will squish you like a tiny insect. No, let it sink in. They will crush you. And you might be someone who will never, ever, ever disagree with the technocratic overlords. I may be. They will crush your kids. They will crush your spouse. They will crush your parents. They will crush your cousin. They will crush your nephew. They will find someone you know to crush. And they will. And they have. And America gave it up. You all gave it up. You've surrendered the one thing that the rest of the world envied. For this man, the Biden family. You know what's interesting about this picture? I mean, there are a lot of things to joke about Biden and A lot of things to look at. Sorry. This lie is something that some of you don't believe, which is strange because there's literally a picture of it. You see, I can't comprehend how blind you must be. Because, okay, Hunter Biden goes to work for an oil firm even though he has no experience in oil, gets paid a shit ton of money even though he has no experience in oil. Then his daddy says, the person who has to investigate that shady company, he needs to go, else the US will withhold, what is it, $1 billion or something, government aid. Well, the Ukrainian government, being poor as dirt, obviously accept and fire the guy. Then Biden, senile man that he is, he brags about it on TV. We see it. He says it in his own words. So we ask questions about it. Most of you on the left just look the other way because, you know, why would you have any principles at all if you're just about power? And Biden says, I had nothing to do with the dealings of Ukraine. I have no idea what my son was doing. I was not involved. And here he is on a picture with the freaking executive of that firm. The leap of faith that you guys take to think that this was not, that he did not sell America out. The leap of faith that you must take. Now, look here. This is the most retarded thing about it. You get hearsay from about Donald Trump that he may or may not have done something, and you have absolutely no proof. Like, there is none. There's nothing. There are 4 years. There's nothing. There's nada. There is nothing. Let me spell it out. There's nothing. On the Biden side, you have pictures, videos, texts, a fucking hard drive. You have everything. You can write a book. You can write a series about it. You can make a new season of House of Cards with this information. It is, the reality is literally stranger than fiction. And you're like, nah, lies. Man, you can't see it. It is in front of your face. What, are you insane? Are you crazy? I don't know. I have no idea what goes on in your mind. I do not know. If you're in favor of all this, of this process, I do not understand you. I will never understand you. There is no way for me to understand you. I can't understand you. It goes against logic. It goes against self-preservation. So, to conclude, let me say why I'm not a Democrat. Or supportive of Democrats, I should say, since I'm not an American. Aside from the censorship, which, I mean, that discussion should end there. One side requires me to keep my eyes and ears open to think for myself. And the other side requires me to close my eyes, my ears, my mouth, and do exactly as I am instructed. I can't go back. I'm never going back. There is no way I will go back. And there are tens of millions of people who will not go back either. They will censor us. They will demoralize us. At least try. They will try to take away our business, but they can't close my eyes. This is the cage, man. God bless America. And everyone else.
The sharing of biased and
false news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish things they simply aren't true without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think, and this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.